Hey everybody, how's it going? Happy Sunday. Watching Ted Investigates live on YouTube. We want to do part 2 of our call-in show today because it was super successful. How's everybody going? We just read what's up. Josie, waiting for Ted. 2020. Good evening, all. Alicia, good afternoon or good evening. Hello, Ted. Scorpio, Alicia, watching 857 today. YouTube removed this video. I do not know why. Welcome, Paula. How's it going? Sweet dude Shibby, what is up, everybody? Hope all is well. Let's say hi to Mary Sanders. Chase, what is up? Scorpio, hi, Dad. Just finished with Jim. Oh, I bet he had a busy day. Jim the Explorer, he had probably a huge day traveling around. Sunflower. Hey, welcome, new member. Thank you so much. Hey, Vivi, what is up? Oops. Okay, sorry about that. I get kicked out of my own show. So if people want to start calling in, let me know. Here's a number. We can go over things. Can everybody hear me okay? I'm just giving me 1 second. Oh, panic. Thirsty for some water. Yep, I'm back. I actually clicked the wrong page. I'm back. Yeah, hold on. Let me drink some coffee. Welcome. How's everybody doing this evening? So this is the number we'll be calling in. Let me fix the annoying forward button that everybody said it sounds annoying. Just 1 second, okay? Hey, what's up, Trial Junkie? TJ, Sister Wendy. Hey, okay. Oh, yeah, he's a little too young. I don't know. I think it was a close call. He may have lost, but he definitely got a good job for effort. Hey, how you doing? How's everybody doing? Tornado Bond. Good evening, Miss T. Good going, everybody. Let me make sure this phone is on for the callers. Yeah, we were just on JLR earlier. Oh, phone is starting. 1 second. It's on airplane mode. Just bear with me 1 second, everybody. I'm not used to an Android. Good evening, Alicia. Thank you. Okay, is that the airplane mode that's on? Yeah, let me turn off airplane mode. Just give me 1 more second. I'm sorry. Here we go. Here's the big. Bear with me 1 more second, I promise. Airplane mode is off. These Android phones, I've had an iPhone my whole life. So searching for service. Okay, just give it 1 second. I don't think I even need Wi-Fi. Okay. All right, Verizon is on. Android is on. Okay. Hello, Ted. Alicia, haven't seen you in forever. Melly. Big shout out to the Juice. I don't know him personally, but I know he kicks butt. That is awesome. Love that guy. I was watching a little bit about his stuff. Lisa, big shout out. Okay, let's just get prepared here. Let's see who else is in the chat. Oh, okay. Now let me just fix the call forwarding and we'll be ready to rock and roll. Oh, Okay, let me know if everybody can hear you. Hello, this is Ted with Ted Investigates. How are you? Good evening. If you could just bear with me for 1 second, I'm trying to make sure everybody can hear you. I'm sorry. 1 second. Go ahead if you can speak again.
Good evening. My name, you can call me Jody.
Okay, Jody.
I live in Tennessee. Actually, I live not far from a case I know that you had covered 7JLR, covered quite a bit.
Right.
And that is Summer Wells.
Oh my God. Yeah.
She's been missing almost 5 years now. Very sad, but I am calling about Nancy today. And are you going back to Tucson, Ted?
Yep, I am. Not this week, but the following week I am.
Okay, I did have one suggestion or one hope, and that would be to try to talk to the neighbors if possible. They don't even have to be close to Nancy, like right there.
Okay.
Where people get upset.
Okay.
What I'm curious about is where there, per se, a local handyman.
Right.
Some neighborhoods have like a Facebook group.
Right. Yep. I know what you mean there.
And yeah. And they might recommend someone for any small task. Maybe they need a small leak fixed.
Right.
Anything a handyman could do, which I'm sure you're familiar with. And I don't know, that's just something I thought maybe they could look into something like that, which I'm sure the FBI had faith in them. If they went and asked all these questions, I'm hoping, because it could be somebody suspicious if they was only hired one time or two times here.
100%. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. It could be somebody local that somebody could be tipped off, and then all of a sudden, they're familiar. They could have committed it, or they could have said, "Hey, listen, I'm part of Nancy's, Guthrie's house. She's got money. Let's hold a ransom." Yeah, for sure. Someone local close to the family that's been in the house. That's very smart of you.
Yeah, and not even say that Nancy has money because
No, right,
there's
yeah.
a lot of other homes there that look a lot more expensive. I'm not saying her home is not expensive. Please
Right.
don't get me wrong on that.
Right.
But they could have seen family photos and been like, "Oh, that's Savannah Guthrie," in a photo.
Yeah, smart.
Or got Nancy to strike up a conversation. Because sometimes she did have friends and family. But a lot of times, even if we have a person in our home to do repair work, we do strike up some conversation with them. And she could just like, "Oh, yes, I have it. My daughter, Savannah Guthrie,"
Right.
And then I had another thought, which no one knows. Since Nancy did live alone, I wonder if she had a handgun. Of course, we don't know that. And they took that along with her.
Right.
And I'm going to make it quick because I'm sure there's other people that want to talk.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Yeah. And let's say that she did have a handgun. And I'm not saying it is an inside job. I'm kind of all over the place with my thoughts, I know. But, and let's say Tommaso, he would be giving them a heads up. She does have a handgun. But, now this is far-fetched. I just thought about this. Let's say, because you don't hear that a door was broken into.
Right.
Just that they were propped open. So let's say that Tommaso had a key, which he most likely did, or Randy, and gave it to the perpetrator. And they unlock the door, and they come in, and she, as we heard, had hearing aids. And she, you don't most likely sleep with the men. Then she finally heard them, and let's say he recorded his voice on a recorder, like, "It's okay, Nancy. It's me, Tommy," and for whatever reason, he came over there so that she was calm and didn't get the handgun out and tried to shoot the perpetrator. I mean, I know that sounds crazy.
No, I mean, anything, like, you can't take anything off the table at this point, you know?
Yeah. So basically, that's my thoughts. I was like, everything else has been thought of, but I wonder if, like, kind of like a handyman that's been there and recommended to her through someone else or something, that she needed something small, something done.
Yeah, you know, I do agree too, without, like, throwing dirt on all handyman, because, they are good at fixing stuff. But, like, for example, and I don't know if the perp was a handyman or if he tipped off someone, but for how fast he was able to take off that Nest doorbell by taking some of the wooden brush and being able to pop it off really quick, fast, and like doing that was almost like someone that was a electrical or mechanical person. Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you on that. I always thought it could be some type of person within the trades fields that have done work on the house. They were talking about the roof earlier in the investigation, and then, people talk. You get to know them really well, because most construction companies that are doing work on your house, right? They're friendly. They come in, you know them. All of a sudden, you're right. You see a picture of Savannah. You see a picture of the family, the wheels start turning, not trying to throw shade on those people, but you made a really valid point. And then the other thing with the gun, I mean, nothing's off the table at this point, because we're back at square one, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, not saying that Nancy had a little handgun, but I can imagine, that she may have. Maybe in her nightstand or bedside table,
Right. Exactly. Well, I appreciate the call in. I appreciate you. You feel free to call in anytime, and I really enjoyed your point of view, and I wrote it down. And if there's anything else you'd like to share, go ahead. If not, it was wonderful talking to you, and God bless you.
No, that's all. Safe travels, Ted, and I hope you get to speak to some neighbors. Like I said, they don't even have to be close by, just to like see if there was anyone that had done any little jobs like that at all in one or two homes. Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you, Ted.
Thank you. Yep. Take care of yourself.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Before, we have another caller. I'm just trying to, let's pick this one up, but the next one I got to figure out how to not. How do you pick up these Verizon phones? Hello, this is Ted Investigates. Hey, Chris, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. I have some questions too. I was thinking, and this is what, just a scenario I thought, but I've read in so many different places that from the very beginning, I knew that back door was open, right?
Right.
And so that could have been from the cleaning, she had a house cleaner. But, and then of course there was the bleach out back.
Yep.
That may have been out there. But I've read so many places, and I wish I could state the sources, but I'm in so many groups following this.
Right.
That I've read that Tommaso liked to gamble and go to the casino. Has anyone gone to the casino to ask questions? Did he have a gambling debt there? Did he owe money to the casino? Did he get somebody from the casino, like a middleman, to go do the job so that he could get the money to pay that debt, plus, the debts that they owed for their home?
Right.
I don't know. And one more thing is, I wonder, I'm sure that they're not telling us anything so that the perp doesn't run away because they're onto them, but did she have an Alexa?
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't think of that. But I do like, in terms of your gambling thing, like, did they owe somebody? Did someone target them that, indirectly? Because I know, like, they like, people in the chat said they went through their car and searched them vigorously, cleared them. But you're right. Could it be somebody at a casino that owed debt, or he, like a bookie or something?
Right. And the other thing was they never did say, like, did Tommaso go straight home after he dropped her off, or did he go somewhere, like maybe to the casino to set this all up, have it all set up? Okay, I'll meet you at the casino. I mean, I don't know if it's far-fetched or what, but I mean, I'm thinking, my goodness.
Yeah, that's another great question. I've never thought of it like that. And that really makes you think. I've heard about a little bit of like debt and stuff like that, but I just, that's funny because a bookie going to the casino, owing somebody, we don't want to speculate. I know the family did warn people, just to be careful online about saying stuff, but I mean, you made a really, really valid point, and that's very smart. I haven't even thought of that. On the casino side, I've heard about owing money potentially, but I didn't think about owing money to somebody that would have something that says, hey, we need X, Y, or Z. That's actually a very interesting point of view. Didn't even think.
Yeah, there's so many questions, and I don't, you don't ever know what to believe. And there's so many different theories out there. And I'm like, my goodness. I mean, if that, like everybody says, if that was my mom, like, what would you do?
Oh, I know. I mean, I and I hate trying to say, hey, I would do this versus what they're doing, and who knows what the FBI is telling them to do, but I would be all over there. I mean, I would be going crazy in the city of Tucson. I would be banging on doors. I'd be meeting with all the friends. And I know I'm just playing armchair quarterback right now, but if it was my family member, I would be going absolutely crazy. And I know they're not. But again, maybe Savannah's a strong woman. Maybe she's being told, who knows what the FBI is saying. Maybe someone's threatening her where she's got to kind of be careful. We don't know, but I agree with you. I would be there 24/7. I'd be acting erratically. I would be wanting to find her so bad. And I'd probably get in trouble for like overstepping things and like ringing doorbells and, trying anything to find my mom, but that's just me. And I don't want to say that's not what she's going through, but I totally hear what you understand. I mean, I would be a mean, miserable person 24/7. So
exactly. And I would feel like I live on a cul-de-sac. So if you come, like, I'm the next to the last house before you get to the circle. So you got to come back out when you come into our neighborhood.
Yeah.
But
oh yeah.
I would be really happy. Like, if that happened to one of my neighbors, I'd be happy that the YouTubers and the news and everybody was out there protecting. They'd be watching,
For sure, and I thought about that for quite some time, and I definitely would be, because I would be spooked out. I mean, you have a mass intruder that has like no care in the world, can just take somebody from their home in the middle of the night. So yeah, I mean, I would want people there, because I'd be freaked out, especially for that. I mean, that is a ballsy move to just walk up, take down a Ring doorbell, prop open the back door, and just remove somebody from their house, let alone an 84-year-old lady with no regard to life, zero regard of life. Like, that person just had no empathy whatsoever. Like, he's a complete sociopath in my point of view. He didn't look nervous, didn't look scared, didn't care. The way he bent down and picked up like the brush, and just kind of looked like, just like he was walking to go get a paper in his front yard. He looked so calm. It was very awkward. And then very strange how he was using his hand and checking the door, and just without a care in the world. I think any normal person that would be put in a situation, they wouldn't do that. But if they did do that, they would be panicky, freaked out. You would see like a huffing and puffing a little bit. I mean, he was literally like it was nothing to him. And that's the scariest part of all.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know. Everybody's got their own theories and what they think, and it could be this, it could be that, but I don't know. That's just my thoughts, Ted. I'm sorry to.
No. I really like your thought. I wrote it down. I think that's very smart. And I'd like to share that on my next episode and really look into that. That is, I didn't even think of that. And I heard about the gambling stuff. So I really appreciate the call, and thank you for letting us know.
Okay, thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you. You have a nice evening.
You too, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, it'll just be 1 second, guys. I got to learn. So if somebody's calling on the other line where it's not beeping, 1 second. I know a lot of people were saying the beeping was getting people really annoyed. Yeah, I am sorry. I'm a little tired. We had a long live stream today, so I apologize, but I didn't want to like not show or cancel the show. So I am a little, my son had hockey today, and I would have to run in, get him changed. Then he would play. I was out in the car. Oops. Here's the phone number. I was just exhausted. I was 5 hours sitting in a car. My back is like, oof. Let's see what the chat says. Okay, let me just figure out how to lower this phone too. Just give me 1 second, and I'll answer. I should have got an iPhone. Oh, here's Pennsylvania. Okay, let me try again. Hello, you're on Ted Investigates. Just bear with me 1 second. I'm just trying to see where the volume is. 1 second. Okay, there we go. There's the volume. Okay, we can hear you good. Go ahead. Yeah, how you should start. Yeah, we're just curious on how you think Nancy, who do you think it was with Nancy Guthrie that abducted her? What do you think it was? Was it someone she knew? Why did they take her? Was it money related? Was it, the famous Savannah? Just what is your angle in the whole case?
I don't want to go back on the family either because I'm sure they're going through so much trauma.
Right.
To them. I have to go back to the son-in-law and his involvement. Now, my theory is this.
Okay.
Based on everything that I've seen, I've watched podcasts, I've seen all these experts come on and all this stuff. And I think that he was the ringleader. I heard he had some gambling debts and that he had 60 days to make his mortgage payment. I heard that Nancy had originally left. Now I heard that she was leaving her estate to be split evenly between her daughters, but I thought, well, what about Cameron? I didn't hear anything about him, so I'm not sure if that part is true.
Right.
But that she had an appointment set up for a couple weeks from now with an attorney to make changes to her will.
Wait. Say that one more time. That's very interesting. She had an appointment with an attorney to make. Yeah, I think I heard that about her will. You said
make some changes to her will.
Interesting.
Okay. And that kind of put him also into panic mode.
Right.
Getting this thing done before she made any changes. So, because they've been in the planning for a long time, but it kind of put a sense of urgency into it.
Right.
So, I think I swore from the beginning that the porch guy's eyes were that of his bandmate, the one that had been in trouble with the law before. I forgot his name. But if you look at his eyes, and then you look at the eyes of the porch guy, I swear it's his eyes.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I originally thought too, without too much speculating. I know the bandmate you're talking about. I forgot how his last name is spelled, but I could pull it up on here. Yep. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's all right. Anyway, so I think there were 3 guys involved. I haven't heard anything about the other guy that was in the band, but it would only make sense, you know, if you're going to ask one, that you want both of them. I think one was in the house already, and probably came in through the back door. The porch guy was waiting. They said he tried the door with his left hand.
Okay.
Now, I didn't see that myself, but that's what they're saying. And so I think he was waiting for the guy inside to open the door and let him in. And I think that the son-in-law was the getaway car. There had to be 3 people involved because they're not going to take a chance on having the getaway car there and no driver in it, you know, while they got to struggle to get her in the car.
Right. Huh.
So there had to be 3 people involved. So that's my theory, is that those are the 3 that I think pulled this off. They also said Tomasi had taken $30,000 out of the bank when the FBI did the search of his home and his records and all the questioning and everything. And they asked him, and he couldn't remember what he did with the $30,000. He said, house repairs and, you know, miscellaneous stuff. And so they said, you took $30,000 out of the bank and you can't remember?
Right.
And then he said, well, I have the guy that was in the band that, you know, the guy that they mentioned the whole time.
Derek Kalala. I have someone,
Yeah,
Blue Cat Skills posted it. Yep.
He said he had to help him out. He had some financial problems, so he helped him out. So I think he took the $30,000 out of the bank to pay 2 guys $15,000 each up front. And then once he got the $6 million they were asking for, that, you know, they split it 3 ways. Well, then when everything happened and she passed away, there wasn't any more money to get because they can't collect money when they haven't turned over her body or herself alive. So, and I think, you know, these, why did I have to question why those 2, she only got, him and Annie each got a text message. Yeah, I don't know if you recall that, but right after Nancy was taken, they got text messages from this guy that was arrested in California that was asking for money and trying to, you know, extort the family. Well, I think they're going to end up finding he did have some involvement in some way.
Right.
I just have a feeling on that because he said he just got the numbers anonymously. Well, cell phones aren't exactly out there for everybody to find a number on.
Correct.
You know, so there's something fishy about that end of it. I just think, I don't know, that's just weird. And then the whole thing with the Bitcoins, you know, and they had a Bitcoin redemption or machine or however they do it. I'm not real familiar with those.
Yeah, I'm not either.
At a convenience store.
Oh, yeah, the Bitcoin of America. Those little machines are at convenience stores.
Is that what they are? Yeah. And so they had one right up by Annie Tomaso's house.
So what do you do with those?
There.
I wonder if anybody in the chat knows, like, how does those Bitcoin things work? Do you? I guess it would be. I probably could look it up. Bitcoin of America. I don't even know. I guess you have like a Bitcoin stock account, and then you upload. And you, I guess I wouldn't even know where to begin with that.
Well, when you go to get, the way I understand it, it's kind of like an ATM machine, okay? You go, you get,
okay.
Somehow you say what you want in Bitcoins or whatever. You put your money in and then you establish an account, but it's anonymous. You don't have to give your name.
Okay.
You don't have to give anything. But when you go to, you have to redeem those Bitcoins to cash if you want to spend them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and like half a Bitcoin they said is worth like 30 grand, was it? Or correct me if I'm wrong. Or am I off?
Yeah, the next test, they wanted 6 million originally.
6 million, right?
Bitcoin. And then they came back, and the guy that said he has information he started off with 36 million or something like that.
Right.
And there were 36,000, 36 million. And then he went down to one Bitcoin, which is like 34,000.
Yeah, right. Okay, so then when you withdraw that money, you do have to claim that though with the IRS, right? You get like a W-9 or like a 10, like you.
I think so. I'm not sure about that end of it, but I know when you go,
it's private.
You redeem the money, okay?
Mm-hmm.
After you get your Bitcoin, there's no place that really takes it that you can spend it.
Yeah. So, right.
So it's mostly an investment,
Right.
But if you want to redeem that, like say they did get, 36,000 or how much in Bitcoins they would get, it's not doing them any good until they cash it. So then they have to take it to a redemption center. And when you take it to the redemption center, you have to show a government ID.
Oh.
It's very well documented, so they would be caught.
And they couldn't get away. Could they do like a fake ID to get it, or is it pretty buttoned up on that end?
No,
I guess?
they're pretty strict about it.
Okay.
So
that's
the way I understand it.
So they're basically, we're trying to get that Bitcoin into their account and then somehow transfer it maybe to like another account overseas or try to.
Well, yeah,
that's what they're saying.
There's a lot of money laundering and stuff involved with this Bitcoin.
Yeah, like Bitcoin mining. I had a buddy say he bought like a computer system to mine. I didn't even know what he was talking about. Bitcoin mining. Have you ever heard of that expression? Like they mine for Bitcoins online, I guess.
No.
Okay, I probably sound silly to some of the people that know that term, but he bought a computer and he mines for Bitcoin. I have no clue. It's like an online, like anyways, I'm probably getting in the weeds with that. But okay, so yeah, that makes sense. So with the Bitcoin, you go somewhere, you have to fill out all that information, and then they have to give you the physical cash. Yeah, you can't just get the cash. Yeah.
Right. So you're anonymous when you go to the machine, but you have to have an email address associated with it. And what these people, whether they were legit or not, because they came from different email addresses that were encrypted.
Right.
So they couldn't trace them by the email address, because they were encrypted. But once they go to cash that money in, which if you're going to kidnap somebody for money, you want to be able to spend it. They would have been better off saying they wanted cash.
Yeah, just put it.
Than Bitcoins, but they say the perception out there is that everybody has is that Bitcoins can't be traced, but they can. And they even say, like the FBI right now is watching the Bitcoin account, and so is TMZ for any movement of money.
You know what it reminds me of? It's like the same thing where a lot of people think using the Signal app or the WhatsApp, where they think it's like encrypted and like, FBI or law enforcement could get a search warrant. Those like text messaging apps that you can download on your phone through whether you have Android or iPhone, and they're always promoting saying it's end-to-end encryption. And it's like, okay, or like what another thing terrorists would do is, I'm not like a person that plays video games, but I know when you play video games, terrorists would chat on video games and speak live. And now they even have that covered where they can catch them talking. So what they would do is people overseas that are trying to harm Americans would talk through the video game, I guess. So if you're like playing somebody, like head to head, and say like a football game, like on Madden or hockey or whatever, they were like talking in code to each other over the video game. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Just the craziest stuff. But yeah, no. So I'm glad you broke down the Bitcoin thing for me, because I can definitely see that side of it.
I'm going by what I have learned from different retired FBI
Wow.
people on the podcasts.
Yeah.
And they explain how the Bitcoin works. And so they were saying that, they're watching these Bitcoin attempts. Now, I did hear that the FBI, and this is not verified, but I've heard it a couple of times, put $300 into the account to see if there was any movement.
Oh.
And once there's movement, that's it. They got you. So that's what they're watching right now. And last I heard, there hadn't been any movement. So I said the only problem with telling everything on these podcasts and that is you're telling them everything.
Well, right, exactly. Yeah. You're with how YouTube is and with podcasts, you could literally I want to say about a month ago, I even learned how to fix outlets at my mother's house. Like I helped her like fan panel. I like removed it, knew exactly what I was doing. I knew I had to like plug in something to see if there was electricity. Even, like you turn off the electricity so you don't get shocked. You plug it into the female outlet to make sure that there's no power. You take it out, and literally I could do anything just watching YouTube. It's just crazy. And then podcasts tell you everything. I mean, I watch these true crime shows, and some of the things that they disclose, I almost sometimes get frustrated. Now, I'm talking about the true crime shows from, like you said, ex-FBI, CIA people, and some of the things that they share are like, whoa, you don't even think of that type of either attack plan that someone's trying to harm American citizens with, or how to cover up something. And I'm like, God, I wish they wouldn't say that. I'd never in a million years thought of something like that. And if, the wrong person hears that, it gets the ideas going. You know what I mean?
Right. And that these people that did this are watching.
Right. They're watching, and they're, oof. Yeah, this is I remember a while back, and I'll let you go for this. I mean, this must have been like 8-9 years ago. There was these Bitcoin of America. There's a sales job, and they wanted me to set. I had no clue what it even meant. Bitcoin of American ATMs. They wanted you to place them into like small businesses, and that was like my first time hearing about Bitcoin. But I think that company actually, I don't know if it's the exact name of the company, but they got busted for doing something illegal or something. I read on the news, but it was the weirdest thing. They're like, yeah, you sell to like these convenience stores these Bitcoin machines. And I was like, okay, that's when I figured out it was kind of like an ATM machine or whatnot. But anyways, going down the rabbit hole with this one.
I just have one question that I have not heard anybody talk about.
Yep.
They said they tracked down. I heard this also. Don't know if it's true. But the ring that the porch guy was wearing under the glove.
Right.
There's something about the I can't think of it. Some kind of lighting. The way that it was shining on it, they were able to see, and with their technology, approximately what size it was, what kind of stone it had in it, and the whole bit. So they had been contacting all the jewelry stores and pawn shops in the Tucson area. And I heard just the other night that they had a match, that one of the jewelers called and said, I got it.
Really?
Yeah, we sold the ring. So they have the identity of the person who purchased the ring.
Really?
That's what I heard. Now, again, this is only, I'm going by what I hear. And
Right.
I only heard that once, so I haven't heard any more about it. And I listen to reputable podcasts. Don't get me wrong. I'm not out there with the conspiracy theories and
Right.
that.
Right.
But I heard that. Now, what I haven't heard anything about is her jewelry, her wedding ring. I'm sure she was still wearing it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You know, maybe she had an engagement ring. You know, I don't know what kind of jewelry she might have had. I mean, she wouldn't have had probably anything on except her rings if she was in bed.
Right.
But what about her jewelry? They had to have done something with it.
Right.
They probably took it to a pawn shop. Has anybody been checking into that?
No, you're right. I have not heard anything related to that at all, unless they keep it hush hush. But that would be another great place to go search. Holy cow. And I would hope they would be searching into that. But you're right. I always thought, too, something to do with jewelry. I know my grandmother, God rest her soul, when she was alive, she had her jewelry, and she wore jewelry and had a little jewelry collection. And yeah, you made one heck of a point there. I don't think.
Yeah, you know, if for no other reason, I'm sure her family would like to have that back. You know?
Right.
I mean, if it was my mom, I would want that back for sentimental reasons.
Me too. Me too.
You know, so I hope that somebody's checking into it. I have not heard one word about that in the, 78 days are we on, or 79?
Yeah, I think 78. I know I always get, I'm always about a day ahead or day behind, because it's just never ending, this nightmare. But,
I know. It's just terrible.
Oh.
But I have a feeling they're closing in.
Yeah.
They're just trying to build their case they can get it through. The prosecution can make sure it's tight. Yeah,
their ducks in a row, get it to a grand jury.
One of the ex-FBI people that was a lifer, she said that that's exactly what they're doing. And she said they want to make sure that there's no room for an appeal or anything from the defense. That once the jury convicts, that's it.
Right.
That this isn't going to go on for years. It's going to be a done deal and over with. So let's hope.
Yeah, and I think you're right. There was a similar, or not similar case, but there was a case in Arizona of a suspect who was going around shooting people, and they had enough for a grand jury to indict him, but they had a lot of loose ends, and this thing's been going on since, he's been in jail since 2017, that they're still trying to put more pieces together. So there's nothing worse than if you don't have an airtight seal to bring to a jury, and have all these missing links, and keeps getting delayed, and you're trying to look for, you're scrambling to keep the guy in jail. It was the Maryville street shooter. I actually put a FOIA request in to get his arrest video, but he still hasn't been to trial yet. And this was back in 2016 in the Maryville neighborhood in Arizona. So yeah.
I'm very familiar with it. I lived there for 12 years. My daughter still lives there.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And they're still scrambling. They know it's him. They got partial DNA. They have the gun, but they're just, I mean, it's been going on 10 years now. The court case has, let's go already. Right. So yeah, I hear what you're saying on that. Especially with something like Savannah, where you want to get all the facts lined up, and you want to get this quick, you want to get the perpetrator, the indictment, and then you want this court case to go quick. You don't want this appeal process to go on forever.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I really appreciate you calling in, and you said a lot of very smart things, and I really appreciated you being part of the call tonight.
Well, thank you. It's my first time on here, so.
Oh, good.
Click on this and see what this is about.
Thank you.
And I'm glad I did it. You're the only one really that has call-ins that I've been on, so.
Oh, cool.
It's very nice to get to hear people's opinions and.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
So I thank you for taking my call, and I'll look forward to someday in the future calling again.
Yeah, please. It was great talking with you.
Yeah, you too.
You have a nice evening. Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, that was a wonderful caller. Okay, I'm going to call back the number that keeps calling. Just give me 1 second. Thank you, everyone. I'll be right there. I promise. I have to call the Indiana number. I think that's Monday. Give me 1 quick second here. These Android phones, I know Android's really nice phones, but it is like foreign to me because I haven't used an Android since I was like 19. Hey, how's it going? This is Ted Investigates. Just returning your call.
Oh, Ted Investigates?
Yep.
Yes, hello. Okay, I've been trying to call you. I first of all want to tell you I think you're the most professional of anyone I've ever seen on all the YouTubers.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
No,
I know there's a lot of good guys out there, but thank you for that.
no, you're welcome. And here's what I want to say is I don't want to put out a theory because I've seen thousands of theories.
Right.
There's just something I want to say, and it's about January 11th, and I think the 24th.
The dog's barking?
Possibly, but I think they had some kind of video of the 11th and the 24th. Well, here's my thing. First of all, I would love to work for CSI or the FBI, and I actually hope the FBI is listening to this. So
Yep.
what I think is everybody knows they're surveilling, right?
Yep.
On the 11th, it's surveillance. They're watching, they're seeing what's happening. So my thought is this, is on the 11th, that porch guy, what he's doing is he is just waiting to hear chatter.
Right.
So there wasn't any. There wasn't any from the neighbors. There wasn't any from Nancy. Okay, I know this may sound crazy, but what I think is the guy on the 11th probably went to a local's breakfast place for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And he's waiting to hear, I wonder if their neighbors are talking about this. Now, this is just a thought. So I think if the FBI could pull, or somebody could pull Google Earth from some local restaurants and see who is in there on like the 11th. So we know the perpetrator was there on the 11th, well, supposedly. If they could pull some kind of surveillance footage from, like, let's say 11th, 12th, 13th, and I think they thought maybe they were questioning the 24th, maybe the 24th, 25th.
Right.
Look and see if there's somebody just sitting there that happens to match the profile. And I don't know. I just think that dude is not just walking up on that porch. He's waiting to hear chatter.
Right.
And I don't know. I just feel like if the FBI would go to where do the locals in that neighborhood go?
Right.
And then maybe see if there's anything odd or out of place. Maybe one of the cars they're surveilling or one of the vehicles they have in question. I don't know. I just feel like if they pulled some video footage from some local restaurants on those specific dates, maybe they have. I don't know. It's just my thought, but I don't want to keep you and ramble on because I know you have other callers, but
you know what? I think that's very smart because I did look, and I like how you said the breakfast houses and stuff like that because it does remind me of in the Golden State Killer House, Jerry D'Angelo would be at a breakfast house and a lunch right by his house all the time, and he'd be listening to different things and listening to different victims. And what was interesting, what you brought up is when I went to the El Charro The only thing on our end, sometimes Google Earth kind of dictates what years that you're allowed to look. Like it's really weird. If you even look down Nancy's block, sometimes it'll switch from 2025 and then it'll go back to like 2023. But when I was outside of El Charro in the back parking lot, originally when we were looking for that white Kia, well, I didn't find a white Kia in the front of it. But when I went back to 2023, I went in the back parking lot. Typically, when you're a waiter or busboy, they always tell you to park in the back of the restaurant. So you let the customers park in the front. And I did notice a Kia. Now, that's a shot in the dark, but that is definitely a good tip that you told me, because I was around that area and I don't recall the breakfast places, but I know I've been up and down that road so many times, and there were so many little restaurants, kind of even where that Starbucks is, where the CVS pharmacy is, where I could see where she go meet up with her girlfriends. And that's something I'm going to look at. That is, I'm really glad you brought that up.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And again, you're doing a great job, and I don't want to keep you. I know you have other callers, but it's been a thought on my mind for actually since probably day 3 or something that I haven't called and told anybody. But I'm just like I said, I know the FBI is highly intelligent,
Right.
but I'm just like, what if? What if they pulled some footage from those dates and, and found something suspicious? So, but thank you so much for listening to me, and I think you're doing an amazing job.
Yeah, thank you. And then if you ever want to email at tedinvestigates@gmail.com, I'm definitely going to, when I hop off the live tonight, I'm definitely going to take you up on that. That's very interesting. And I'm actually shocked that I haven't looked at other places around that area, because that makes a lot of sense.
Well, thank you so much. You have a good evening.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, how do I? All right, that was a very smart call. That's definitely something to check out. Hey, welcome to the JLR Army. What is up, everybody? Glad you guys are here. I was wondering why the uptick was. There's so many people watching all of a sudden. JLR, thank you very much. I thought that was like all of a sudden it jumped up by like 300-400 people out of the blue, and that doesn't happen. So I figured I was like, oh, it might be a JLR bump. Vivi. Okay, let me see who called back. Thanks so much for everybody being with us this evening. Oh. Okay, let's call it. Hello, you Ted Investigates. How's it going? Oh, Monday. What is up? Oh. Yes. I definitely almost just blurted out the prefix. I figured that when you started throwing names out of the places I was traveling, I'm like, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but no, I know, but a few you had really good. Oh, go ahead.
You know where the Chechen or the chicken, where they have the bears in Iowa on the mountains?
Yep. Yep.
They talk about weather and they talk about planting. Indians use, a lot of people think of mounds as dead Indians. Some of the mounds were theatrical to where they could prove to the other Indians how smart they are. And a lot of those tornadoes always go over those. I think it's Chichen. I might be mispronouncing those mounds in Iowa. You were close. And then I wanted to bring it up. I know we're talking about Nancy, and I'll get to Nancy. Am I live?
Yes, you are live. Let me just make sure everyone can hear you. Hey guys, can everybody hear Monday?
If not, I can just drop the link and I can show kind of my face.
Sure, yeah, if you want to do that, we can't hear well. Wait, let's just double check. Okay, yeah. Let me just drop the link for you real quick.
Yeah, let's do that. Now you got my number, save it.
Yep, I'm going to. I figured that might have been you, so.
I'm not too far from you, sir.
Yes, that's great. I knew, I had a feeling when you were responding to all these different places and they were like literally ahead of me of where I needed to go. And I'm like, this is hitting too close to home. Oh,
Well, that's just because I was telling you deep secrets. I
Yep.
have no- not everybody can know I probably live near that. But anyhow, yeah, drop the link.
Yep,
I'll go
yep,
up-
yep.
I'll see that, I don't think anybody wants to accept.
No, right here. I'm dropping the link right now. I think. Let's see. There you go. Yep, the caller is going to go through the back end of it. 1 second. He's going to be on. He's going to be right on, guys. Just give it 1 second. Let me try to drop the link for him again. Yep, that's why we're going StreamYard with Monday. Hey, Critter Mama, what's up? Monday, there's the link. Right here. Uh-oh, he might not. I know something. Greetings from Myrtle Beach. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, no, Monday. I hope you can. Oh, thank you. I'm glad he sent this over. Dee Dee, do you think Monday's going to get the link? Okay, let's just get.
Monday is or what link you're referring to.
Oh, it's asking Gemini who Monday is. Are we able to get the link? Let me see. Let me try one more time Monday, and then we might have to invite another guest. 1 second. Let's try it again. Monday, there's the link. Okay, in the meantime, while he's trying to get in, if somebody else wants to call, you can, or I can call back a number. Let me see. Okay, let's see who this person is. Oop, what does it say? Hey, how's it going? It's Ted Investigates. Did I catch you at an okay time?
Yeah, my daughter was telling me they arrested her son-in-law and her daughter. Is that true?
I don't think so. I'm sorry.
She watched on TV something about they found her pacemaker in the backyard of their house.
Really? Yeah, I didn't hear anything like that right now. I'm sorry. There isn't an arrest. Yeah. I know. I even get tricked sometimes when I'm looking at different things. All right. Well, it was nice talking with you. You have a good evening. Bye bye. Okay. He just thought they arrested the family members. Okay. It says device is not connected. Let me try to kick him from the studio and then I'll add him back. Okay, Monday, I'm adding you back. Let's try it again. Yeah, that was just a real nice guy that thought his daughter told him that there was an arrest that just happened. And I just said that was not true. Okay. Hey, Debbie, what's up? Circle K, close to Annie's house. Yeah, I've been to that Circle K. Here you go, Monday. I'm going to give you another link. And then if anybody else wants to call in, and then we can keep them in the background. Share your thoughts. Appreciate everyone being online. Appreciate the JLR bump. Let's see who else. Who else did I miss? Have any missed calls? Yeah, we had a long one with JLR. I was at my son's hockey practice today. Alex was on. Sorry if I seemed a little tired. Oh. How's it going? This is Ted Investigates.
Paul, how are you doing?
Oh, doing good, Paul. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm keeping it quick. I just got two things.
Sure.
The first thing is the TMZ letters. It's crazy they're not able to trace them.
Yeah, I know, right?
It makes zero sense to me now, and it's kind of scary when you think about it. That this guy, or it seems to be multiple people, are sending these in, and one guy sent in about 5 or 6, and you're telling me they can't trace them back or get their VPN or anything like that? I don't get it. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Makes absolutely no sense to me either. Even the ones, I was saying that on the previous live stream I was on. I was like, even the ones that have nothing to do with, like the one guy got in trouble, but I'm saying even if it had nothing to do with, if it was just someone trying to get money, arrest that guy, find that guy, show us you can do something. Yeah, right. I just like, come on, like what can anybody just call up and send an email and say, hey, it's
exactly
ridiculous.
So once they're trying to say it's through like one of those tip things, so they can't trace their IP and see who's been on there, and then I guess they're sending cryptic emails. They can't trace that either. It's just kind of scary when you think about it. If they're able to do this, then who knows what people can send and what they can do. I mean, not an IT guy, but it's just kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if we can't find a VPN, because all VPNs are owned by Google anyways, and I know they bounce to different things, but it's like it's all set up and it's all meant for us to think VPNs are safe, like the WhatsApp and everything, to try to get people to communicate bad things to catch them. So it's like, come on. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And then I guess my second point is just the family. I was listening to a podcast the other day by Jen Coffin-Dager, I guess ex-FBI. She was saying how people should lay off Annie and Tommaso. Well, I get that to a degree. She went on and about saying how she's a good person because she likes poetry, and that automatically like eliminates her, which I believe is absolutely false. And, like everyone right now is a suspect.
Everyone.
Let's go back to the Idaho 4 case. Who was the first prime suspect? It was the ex-boyfriend, even though he had nothing to do with it.
Jack.
Jack. He went through a lot of stuff.
He went through a lot of crap. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the first place everyone goes. Like you have to. And I just think with Tommaso and Annie's body language, and I'll reiterate again, there's no evidence, but just their body language, the way they're speaking, those videos are just something just feels off. Something just feels off.
I agree with you 110%. And like even how you're talking about like, hey, if you're a suspect, I would do whatever I can to clear my name. I mean, even when we're in front of Annie's house, it's like, search us, ask us as many questions as you want, search anybody and everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody should be a suspect until they're not. So like, I agree with you 1,000% on that. I mean, you got nothing to hide, right? And I understand there are situations where law enforcement might, in an interrogation room can get a little bit tricky, but you have to go through these people. And it's just, it is what it is. I mean, if I was in a circumstance where someone took my mother, right, I would want you, or like my mother-in-law, father-in-law, I'd want you to search me inside and out times 1,000,000. Okay. And I want you to question me, but then I want you obviously to move on and keep questioning other people. But I would spill the beans and let you know all my whereabouts, check all my digital footprints, take DNA, do everything and anything. Let's just get to the bottom of it as soon as possible. You know what I mean? And I would cooperate to the fullest and the quickest so they can move on to the real people, but they got to go through the family first. Like that's the first people, the closest people. So I agree 100% with you.
Yeah, exactly. And, just the whole car thing, getting impounded for so long and searching the house. And, you could have plausible explanation, but it's just, come on, at some point. And then also too, what a previous caller said, the family just if that was my mother, not to cast judgment, but if that was my mother, I would be out there doing everything, looking, pleading, and it just seems like everyone's just kind of stagnant. They're just kind of like, oh, well, let's see what happens. And I know Savannah's made a few videos and, where she's emotional, but it's just very odd, like the thing with the Bitcoin, the 30,000. Okay, even if it's nothing, even if you get scammed, isn't it worth the risk at this point? Because it's been almost a few months, like, isn't it worth the risk?
It 100% is worth the risk, especially the peace of mind to find your mother, especially the influence. And again, I'm not passing judgment on Savannah, but I would use my fame to get out there and be the squeaky wheel, and I would be driving Tucson crazy, because I would be out there and I would put as much pressure using my popularity as I could. Now, if I wasn't popular, I'd still be going crazy out there, but I'm saying I would use every avenue possible to find my mother. I would go insane. I don't know how you could sleep without like needing to be on like an ambient. I can't imagine going to bed and not knowing where your 84-year-old mother is. I don't even know. God rest her soul. I don't know how she's getting any sleep, because it'd be the darkest days of my life. And that would be with all my family members that happened to. Even in my third cousin, I would be freaked out and wanting questions, because no one, especially seeing that perpetrator and seeing that person walk up to the house and having that image of that guy, I'd be boiling inside to find the person.
And that's another thing that, another thing that's just very, not suspicious, maybe that's not the right word, the fact the neighborhood, they don't want streamers there. It just seems like most of them don't want the case solved. Like, I get some streamers are going up and stuff, but at the same time, like, like this masked guy just literally kidnapped an old lady. Like, what are you doing?
No, and exactly. Like, so when I was out there, and Alex is a lovable guy, he's like 6'3". Like, he always jokes to me being shorter. I'm like, I'm not tall. I'm not the tallest guy in the world. I'm like 5'8", 5'9". I think older I'm getting, I shrank to 5'8". I would want Alex right in front of that place being out there, because I would be scared. And I would want law enforcement parked out there like all the time. I would be scared crap. Like, again, you did it to my mother. I'd be guns blazing. I would be out for revenge. But I'm saying, if I was a neighbor, I would be spooked. I would want people out there for my own protection, because that guy walked up to that door and he gave no shits, like zero empathy, cold-blooded. Like, he was just ringing the doorbell like he was delivering a pizza, basically, like how easily he walked up. Me, I'd be huffing, puffing. There'd probably be like sweat coming from my eyes. I'd be like, do I want to do this? I'd be looking around, scared to death, left and right. He was just like nonchalantly, just chill, absolutely chill. Yeah.
And it's just crazy how someone, that's what gets me to think it's an inside job, or someone had some inside knowledge,
right? Because he's too cool, like a cucumber. Yeah. Like, he went in like he was like a SEAL, like just walking in. Like, obviously he had a weird limp and a walk, and I'm not saying, judging him to our great Navy SEALs, but I'm saying, like, he walked in like it was an everyday thing. Like, this was nothing. So.
And just my last point is with the FBI and the sheriff over there. I really support and respect law enforcement, but I just have no idea what they're doing over there. They're sending mixed signals. FBI hasn't said anything. It's, the whole arrest of those two guys in different locations. Under what grounds did they have? It just,
that one guy. Yeah, it was so all over the place. That one poor guy, Carlos, where all of a sudden he's just doing his own job. He's working for his family, and all of a sudden the reporters are putting the microphone in his face, and they didn't even ask him the reason why he was detained. He just gets ripped out of his car. Like no rhyme or reason. Like, that was just.
Yeah, it's just crazy, and they still haven't given an explanation. Probably won't get an explanation, but if they're just all over the place. There was one video I was watching where the FBI is in front of Nancy's house, just walking around in circles. Just it just seems like they're just I don't know. And the glove thing. Why are they dropping so many? Come on.
And like, to not guard off that area for like a few weeks and control the crime scene. We had all the media, all of us, everyone's walking around, and you're on gravel with footprints, and everyone's stepping in. You got the FBI going in, the chief, the police are fighting with them. Everybody's, it's not like it's grass. You're walking on gravel where you can get footprints, and you can, it's almost like a snow path where it's like you're just compromising everything. And then with nanos, I probably sound like a broken record here, but the Gilgo 4 Beach, Rex Uerman, that horrible person, he had the similar situation where the chief of police was under, had some kind of power trip. He had some little like a dark side, and until he didn't get removed, they never found Rex Uerman. And it was simple as just Google, or as simple as searching a 2005 gray Chevy Avalanche with barely anybody drives anymore in Massapequa, New York, and literally there was like 6,000 Avalanches, and there was like 30 that were the gray in Long Island, and they were just going by the, checking each person, and then they showed the witness. Okay, look at this big hunchback guy who's 6'5". Bam, that's the guy, and that's the end of the road. And it happened instantly. So it's just scary when the wrong people are, and he's older now, and he's got money. He's driving a beautiful car. It's like maybe it's time to, turn the badge in.
It up.
Yeah, it's time to hang it up, man.
That's also my fear is that even if they catch whoever is responsible, that lawyer is going to have a field day with all that evidence that was tampered with, walked all over with, and everything like that. It just isn't looking good at this point. I mean, things could change, but as of right now, it's just kind of up and down.
You have to think of back, and I'll let you go with this, but like remember with OJ, with Mark Furman, OJ's defense team had a field day for how they screwed things up.
Yes. And that's why he got off.
Yeah, right. Right.
Everyone knows he did it.
Right. Everyone knows he did it. But boy, what an easy, like you could just go right after the LAPD, the entire trial about like from them being racist to all their blood splatter, all their mishandling, all their backgrounds being shady. I mean, it was like Johnny Cochran ate them up for lunch.
That's what's going to happen. I hope that's what's going to happen with this one.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it was great talking with you, man. Feel free to call in anytime, man. I really enjoyed talking with you. Thank you. Yep. Bye-bye. Okay, Monday, are you, sorry, Monday. Are you ready to hop on in? Come on in, Monday. I'm sorry, you were right there. I'll be right with the person calling. We just want to get the Monday real quick. I'm dropping the link. I'll be with the prefix or the Texas number in just a second. I'm just dropping the link. Okay, well, Princess, thank you. Okay, Monday, I dropped the link. Just let me know. Yeah, Stephanie, that was a great caller. It was a one. Oh, right, we got Monday. We'll add Monday to stage. Here we go. Okay, I added you to the stage. Give me 1 second, Monday. It should be. Oh, I'll be right with the Texas caller. I'm just waiting on Monday. Okay, here we go. What is up, Monday?
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Perfect. That was a good call, the last one.
Yeah, no, it really was. Oops. Let me.
How you been, Ted? Looking like we're rocking it here. I think that we're the only people left talking about Nancy.
Yeah. Exactly. So how have you been, bud?
Good. Family stuff. So I know that a lot of people wanted me to call in.
Oh yeah.
I would have loved to. There's been some good talkers.
Yeah.
But yeah, it kind of bursted my bubble because I'm trying to solve the Flora case and the Delphi case, and Nancy pops off. So all eyes on Nancy, So for me, just for everybody else and this is, I think, this is to you, Ted, too, You might want to loosen your tie for this one. But I think what happens is you had the Midwest crime fighters bump heads with Arizona, California crime fighters. And we're not all going to get along. We're not all going to get along. Right. I've seen some stuff with friends of mine that are doing posts about videoing our friends and then ripping them. And it's like, but we're talking about Nancy. Are we on the same fucking team or what?
Right, right, exactly, exactly.
That's what I want to talk about. And then my theory is, because I got to go. Everybody else has data, and Nano said this, and we got all kinds of shit. The one caller that I liked was the old lady that was with you and JRL, where she's talking about corruption in the foothills. I think that is huge. And then he just sits up in his new, he didn't even win that building. I think past sheriffs got that building made. Now he just sits up there and hides. Nanos.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he got his castle. He's
Yeah.
already shooed away the FBI. And I've
Yeah.
heard the Arizona, I call them the vultures because they're all eating off our data. And I think she's ripping us every day.
Right, right.
Actually, she's not ripping me because she doesn't know who I am yet, but that's okay. I want to be famous too. But I think, and the funny thing is I never looked for her. She suggested her YouTube page to me. Like
Wow.
early in the Nancy case, I wanted to tell you this. Like, so she was putting out media during the Nanos case. So she rips us for talking about Nancy, but she's perfect about it. I don't
Yeah.
even believe in anything that lady says. What is it? Nonsense? She is nonsense. She's gonna, is she Barbara Walters on YouTube, or what the fuck's going on there? She has no basis of anything, and all she does is rip us. And we're just Delphi people.
Right.
Maybe we suck because we haven't solved the Delphi case, and then we run over to Nancy. They probably don't think we could solve this, but it is similar. It is similar. When she ripped the fact that it's not similar, she doesn't. That's what surprises me today. In 2026, there are people out there that have no idea about the Delphi or the Flora case.
Right, right.
Again, in Arizona, they've never heard of the Delphi case because she goes, this has nothing to do with the Delphi case. And she doesn't understand that we're talking about the corruption.
Right.
Of the police station and the hierarchy and incarcerating innocent people to make them break, like Clockwork Orange. We've talked about this. Now, I think that the whole Tucson deal, they want it to go away, Ted. They want it to go away. I think you guys hit it on the button earlier today.
Right.
Like I said, I had family in, so I don't know how everybody thinks about it, but I think they want this to go away. And my theory was from the gate, and it still is. Did Nancy make it home? Is there any DNA from her on the door, from her around the bed? Just like Delphi, they tell us the timeline starts here. Maybe we need to turn the clock back about 36 hours and go, well, let's start here. Let's start here, Ted. You know what I'm saying? Because I think when they represented the timeline to us, we were all sleeping that Sunday morning. Like you guys talked about today. They didn't even close down the front door or the crime. You have DNA there. They put a tent up like 2 weeks later because we brought it up. We brought it up. Stupid YouTubers brought it up.
Yep.
It's pretty interesting where, let me just bring this one. This is why I'm on.
Yep. Go ahead. Monday, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yep, go ahead. I can hear you.
See, they're buffering me, Ted. They got that buffer machine. It's following me. But we have I think it's September. What?
Oh, you think they're hacking you? Wait 1 second.
Simple question.
Say it again. We lost you just for a second.
Is this kind of like a lure? Did something go wrong on the way home?
Right.
I'm not saying Tomato was the guy in the front door,
Right.
but I think that he knows a lot of weird construction dudes. And I think it has to do with the inheritance.
Right. You mean right.
I think we found that out real quick here. You know, as we're looking for, we're panicking. But in the end, I think that honestly, most cases that are solved, you follow the money.
Right. Follow the money.
You follow the relationship. You know, I've been told early in the game, and I think it's forgot about, that Nancy was pretty big in the art world.
Oh,
she used to go to Santa Fe. She had a boyfriend out there. I don't know if Savannah wants to know about this, but she didn't know about it until recently. Mom's got a secret boyfriend? That's okay, at least. And that's what we hear about Nancy. She's kind of spunky. So we're these art world people. We're these people that were in the art world that realize the value of Nancy. Kind of like a painting. You know, we see paintings getting stolen all over the world, Ted. And they ask for ransoms. They don't want that fucking painting. They don't want it. They want the money. And right away, they're asking for Bitcoin. Big time.
Yeah.
We were kind of puzzled about it. Like, well, so I think these are high intelligent people. Right. And then if you look back, Savannah broke the story on Prince Andrew on NBC, which is one of the top 4 TV stations in the United States, probably top 10 in the world. Everybody watches NBC, ABC, CBS, and Fox. We bitch about it. But she broke the story on Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew got trouble. When was Prince Andrew's birthday would be the next question. Because she was stolen right after that.
Yeah.
Is this when you guys talk about, is this a Mexican message or is this an Epstein message to Savannah? Because she is pretty quiet now. That echoes in my brain when you guys, I'm Delphi guy. So don't take anything this serious. We're just ruffling feathers. And I think that's what we got to do. We got to ruffle some feathers. And that's where Ted comes in. I think Ted's a hero. I think as much as people rip us on what we're doing, we're giving up a lot to pay attention to what's going on.
Right.
Like I just said, I had family in it, and it still surprises me that people don't know about Delphi. Family members of mine. They think I'm nuts. And it's like, well, no. There's some corruption here. And the scary thing is especially in Delphi, they're starting to retire, and that's another angle I wanted to tell you. They think they're done with it. You know, even with the nanos thing, they want them step down. They voted for him. And from what I heard, it was really close. And the person that was running against nanos had more credibility, had more experience, had dealt with investigations before. Nanos didn't have any. You tell me what he did before he took the Foothills job. I don't think there's much. I've looked it up. He won it barely. So maybe if we wanted to look at Nanos, look at that election. How did he win it? Because he didn't have the credibility to win it at all. And we're seeing it. We're seeing it, Ted. He doesn't know how to operate an investigation. And we've seen this before in Delphi. And I hope she's using me as a piece in her next video. That just tells me that we have another side of the world that has no idea about corruption in a state like Indiana. Indiana is the only state that pulled over Brian Kohlberger twice.
That's right. That's right.
We've talked about this.
Yeah, we have.
Arizona wouldn't pull over anybody. I could drive around Arizona with no license, no fucking insurance, with a beat up car and a busted out light, and they would never touch me. Because it's a democratic state. You can't, I could have shit hanging. I could have Grateful Dead stickers all over that fucker. Never pull me over. So you're looking at the foothills, which is a beautiful country, Ted. You've been there. It is nice.
Yep. It is. It is really nice. Correct.
I don't think crimes like this happen out there. I think we caught them off guard. They've never dealt with a kidnapping like this.
No. I was talking to a lot of neighbors too that were walking.
So do they have the intel? Do they have the setup? Kind of like Delphi right away, they had to make a manning station to take in tips. Are we talking about a situation where people that were taking tips never took tips before? Probably. It might have been someone's grandma. She wants to talk about cookies and fucking pies out in Arizona. She's a sunbird, and she's got this cool job where she's taking tips on Nancy. I think that there's a lot of shit there. They weren't set up, and they're still not set up to provide an accurate investigation. Right. And that's why you're looking at it, Ted. You're looking at it like something's fucked up here.
Right. 100%. That's why
I really think that. And from the point where I wanted to go, and then I'll let you go. I'll let someone else talk. Oh, I want to give a shout out to Shibby too before I leave, because I'll forget. Or nice. Shiba. We call him the Shiba Shake.
Oh, yeah. Shibster, yeah.
Because I know he's out there in the YouTube streets. We're all out there in the YouTube streets. And that's why we're here on a Sunday night. You know what? We're the only ones talking about these weird cases.
Yeah.
That's what I took away from this weekend is people have no clue. And I think people just want everything to be okay.
Right.
They want to think that we got the right guy. We want to think that, in a perfect world, we got him. I've heard that, and we got him. Right?
Right.
We have innocent people in jail. I want to bring it up. This is why Ted talks about Indiana and me all the time. We have Notre Dame, who averages about 130 cases that they turn around. That college students get to practice the judicial system and bring an innocent man to justice. I think it's 130 people a year. So just alone in Indiana, those are just the people we figured out we got wrong. Sorry, you just missed your kid's fucking 16th birthday. Sorry, we were wrong. You were innocent. That is a serious problem.
Yeah, that is.
And I've been through the judicial system on speeding tickets, and it almost feels like you're at Subway. You walk up. They look at your case for a minute there. You're like, have they even looked at it before today? And then before you know it, you're pleading to something you didn't do because it looks better to you. And then now you have a criminal record. There are a lot of innocent people here that make mistakes. But when you look at, what's his name, Tomato? Just the way he's walking out of that house, that you had a video on today where he's really rolling his arms, and he's, we talk about in Delphi, watch his mannerisms. I think Doug Carter said that. I love Doug Carter. He's got passion like I do, but he's going the wrong way. But if you look at the potato guy or tomato guy, he's really flinging those arms like he's like, what's her name? Like he's walking the runway, right?
Right.
He's got those arms going, and he's doing different shit we've never seen before. And I think for some way that was played out. I think that Nancy didn't make it home. How about that one? And don't think that I know everything. Don't get JLR on my ass about this. I'm saying the fact that he walked out weird like that with his arms rolling, he wanted to walk different than the guy at the front door.
Right. Right.
And that seems odd, because we almost need another video of Tomato walking out of a restaurant, because I think those people live the fucking foothills life. I have family in Arizona, just like you, Ted.
Yep.
That's where all the snowbirds go. We know everybody down there.
Yeah.
6 months out of the year. We know everybody out there 6 months of the year. You know, I don't mean to laugh, but that's true. Like, you know, I live in a town right now where they're gone 6 months of the year. We have 1,400 people in the wintertime, but in the summertime, we got $6,000, you know, figure it out.
Yeah.
Where are these people going? And I think that some of these neighbors don't know each other like you know your neighbors, Ted, or I know my neighbors. These are people coming and going. We talk about Airbnbs. We talk about construction houses. You know, it's booming up there. I want a house up in the foothills. Look down at the small people, too. That'd be nice. But anyhow, I'm being funny. But I think we're on to something. And I think you're on to something. I think JRL's on to something. I don't know all the other guys.
Yeah.
I see them in your videos, which is fine. That's what we got to do. This is the whole idea. If anybody's going to get mad at us for bringing up Nancy or Delphi or Flora, or here's one for you, Ted, that blows my mind.
Yep.
There's a stepbrother that apparently threw his sister off a cruise. And they're both underage. And no one's talking about it. That's why I don't go on cruises.
Yeah.
I'm scared of cruises. I am, because I probably would have a couple too many cocktails or a THC drink and then think something's cute and then fall off the side. But for my stepbrother to push me off, I'm surprised that's not national news, because you're dealing with two minors.
Yeah.
Was it, you know, if you really want to psychosomatic that case, you know, these two kids didn't want to be brought together apparently, and it was because of the love of their parents. I don't know. It's a fucked up deal. I just to switch it up. We've been talking about Nancy forever, and then and the other thing is don't get me wrong. I hope you guys all come to Delphi, and it's a nice place. They got a shitty bridge.
Yeah. That's for
that
sure.
they should tear down. And that's what me and Ted have talked about in the past, is maybe on some of these bigger cases, we can bring light to the smaller cases that don't get all the NBC news. Savannah Guthrie isn't covering Delphi. Savannah Guthrie is not, you know, me and Ted haven't talked about it from where I'm from, you know, the smiley face killers.
Yeah, smiley face killers,
you know,
right? All those boys.
That's a pattern. Is that one guy? Is that truckers? Why are they roofing or putting drugs in college students? Because
killing everyone.
You know, we got a lot of other cases to pay attention to here. We do. Jacob Wetterling, I know you're out there. That fucker blew my mind when we found that guy.
Oh my
God. 30 years later, we can still find these people, Ted.
Yep.
You know, I know we get a little lost in the time, because it seems like I notice on Guthrie, we're at 60 days, 70 days. It seems like a long time. Imagine 30 years.
Yeah, a long time.
Leaving your front door light on so your kid might come home for 30 years.
Yeah.
And then you find out he's 2 towns away the whole fucking time. You know, just like Nancy. How close is the perpetrator? I've always said, who is bringing her home? Who is bringing her food? She's a single lady that just, again, lost her dog. If that dog was there, that dog might have woke her up.
Right.
Did they know that the dog wasn't there anymore? I don't think anybody's talked about that one, Ted.
No.
Was it a situation where these perpetrators knew her schedule.
Right.
Knew
Right.
she ordered Noodles and Company at 5 o'clock every day.
No.
Did she
Yeah. No.
call
No.
for a ride on Uber every day? Because Savannah wasn't home. Doesn't sound like Tomato wasn't home. I think you really got to look at her pattern and what she was doing days leading up to
Yep.
February 1st. And then
I definitely
that
will.
would
Let's,
actually make me, well, that would actually make me not believe that the family's not involved. That
true.
it possibly could be someone bringing her food, giving her rides. Because it seems like this family just thought that was the easy way out and didn't realize the danger of bringing other people into her schedule. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yep. No, I know what you're saying. Hey, I got another caller that keeps calling. Let's touch back. Let's do live. I'm sorry. Everybody's.
Oh, we're always good. We're always good. I want to
Well,
say
because you know I
thank you
love
for
you.
bringing me on. I appreciate everything you do.
All right,
And you know what?
and
I'll
you're
keep
you're a
listening.
good buddy of mine.
I'll keep jazzing up the chat for you.
Oh,
Thank you for the time,
Thank
sir.
you. Take care, brother. Love you. Bye. Hello, this is Ted Investigates. How's it going?
Hi. Can you hear me okay?
Oh yeah, I can hear you good. Let me just make sure the chat can hear you. Thanks again, Monday. Can everybody hear this nice lady on the chat?
I just want to say a couple of quick things and I'll let you go.
Oh sure.
First off, callers try to keep it short so he can move along.
Yep.
Ted, you got to tell them next call, got to keep it short, people, so we can get people going. The only thing I want to call and state is I sent an email. I'm not very good at any of this stuff, but it bothered me so much. I sent an email to Dad's Gone Live because I don't even know how many days ago it was. He was out somewhere in the desert with Nico, is it, I think?
Yep. Nico, the private investigator.
Yeah. And he found a cell phone on the ground that was all cracked. And I even think it came on when he was there. And he was going to say he was going to take it home and try to get it to working or something. And I thought, well, surely Nico's going to tell him, don't touch that with your regular hands or turn it in or something. But it's been bugging me ever since. I don't know what he did with that phone. It seems like it should go to the FBI. What if it was a phone that one of those people used during the case or something?
I can send a text to Nico. Nico had a phone he picked up, you said?
Dad's Gone Live did.
Oh, okay. Yep, I can send a text to him.
So I was like, I don't know what you were thinking. First off, you picked it up with your own hand. Secondly, any phone that's tossed, Yeah. Why would anybody toss a phone for anything?
Right.
I would take it to a police department somewhere. But since this case was going on, it's just been bugging me ever since that I haven't heard anybody mention it again. Secondly, I don't have an opinion on the case because, I was taught a long time ago, when you point a finger, three more are looking back at yourself, you're not to judge.
No, I like that line. I like that.
You need to help. And I believe that it's been wonderful of y'all to try to keep her name out there to people who wanted to talk to you when you were at the scene and stuff like that. I think that time's kind of gone by now. But I don't think it's a bad thing for y'all as a group to get together on chats, to think of ways like a car wash or something to raise money for a billboard, or put out more flyers, or to a month ahead say have a candlelight vigil and bring it up on every sort of thing, local radio stations, whatever, to put newspapers, whatever, to say we're going to have a vigil for Nancy Guthrie. More things maybe at the other sign at the radio station. Being on the streets handing out flyers in mass, everybody standing out there. I don't know what there is to do that can keep the name going, but handing the signs out,
the flyers out, standing on the street corners with signs en masse on different 4 corners, different locations, stuff that you're allowed to do. And I know there hasn't been a lot. And I appreciate Jim exploring with Jim and the other people who are out there looking, searching. It hasn't found anything yet, but maybe it will. But I think the time of being out in front of Nancy's is past.
Yep. Did you see the head that, without not to interrupt, did you see the hair locket, head that Jim found today?
Yes, I did. And he was freaked out at first.
Yeah, so was I.
It does look like a wig or something.
Yeah, it does.
And he's doing his best out there, too. I worry about him picking up things with his hands. Came across a snake. And without having, like, some kind of extended pole, like, I don't know, like a blind man's pole or something that he can keep short and extend out when he's off the motorcycle, might be helpful for him.
Right.
But I appreciate all of y'all doing any searching. I appreciate what you've already done to this point. But I think now is the time where y'all need to organize it some other way to bring people out, to say, hey, we put up a billboard. Hey, here's more flyers. Here's more places we're taking those. Here's more handing them out somehow, some way. Like I said, I was just always taught, don't judge, don't speculate. I know no information's out there, but, you can't point fingers at how people act or how they are, because we all act strange and different in our own ways. And, we all have our downfalls and
we do.
There's always somebody better out there than you, and there's always somebody worse off than you.
Such a great point. So, yep. I agree with that 110%.
So, I can't judge those people. I feel bad that they're not organizing or asking to organize search parties or paying for flyers themselves or billboards or whatever. But, I don't know why that is. But if everybody's so invested in it, and unfortunately people like me and a lot of other people can't come down to Arkansas and can't, or Arizona, can't be there on the ground to do it, because I would come to wherever they were organizing things. But I think it's really important to get out there that there is that reward money, make larger pictures of the suspect or the perp, and just keep mentioning that, because that's not mentioned enough.
Right. It's totally not. I agree.
Whether you can pay for your own commercials, on certain shows, daytime shows, whatever it is that you need to do to let people know that she's still missing. But I want to get off, because I don't want to be that guy. We all don't realize how long we're talking.
No, I know, and it's easy to do. When I used to call in shows, I would be so happy someone would pick up, and then I'm like, you've done a very good job explaining things, but like I would just voice vomit, where I would just want to get out so much information that I was like, what am I saying? It's so scattered. So no, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, and I appreciate you. You're a polite man, and
thank you.
There's a lot of polite people, but you do need to say in between.
Yep, you got to cut off. Monday's a good, just so you know, like, because of Monday, we go so far back. He's close with me. I probably should have cut it off earlier, but that's like one of my guys. Like we go back in the day, so that was the reason. So
yeah, you still have to. I was trying to read your little comments on there as you go, and so many people were saying, "Hey, I'm leaving."
No, I saw it. Honestly, if it wasn't Monday, I probably would have chopped it. But because it's Monday, we go back. But no, I get it. I saw it.
I saw you panicking. Your face trying to be polite, but please give me an opportunity. So I appreciate everybody's point of view. However, it is hard. It is hard for the people who are actually in it.
It is.
Again, I'm not going to point a finger, because I wouldn't want people pointing at me for my actions. So have a great evening.
You too.
You're my very first call in, but if somebody could get a hold of Dad's Gone Live, because I still can't believe nobody's mentioned that he found a phone and what happened to it.
I'll let me do this. When I get done here, it'll either be later tonight or first thing in the morning. I'll save your number. I'll shoot him a text.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. He doesn't know me from Adam. It's just that I didn't know how. I'm old. I'm like 70 years old. I don't know how to do any of this stuff. I just can't.
I barely do either. So, but I promise I will send him a text because that is interesting, and he'll get back to me. So.
It's crazy because I just don't think they were thinking. I think he was just thinking, oh, here's a phone.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to do it too when you're doing stuff. So you definitely intrigued me enough to send him a text. I'll definitely let you know. Thank you. God bless you. Have a good evening too. Bye-bye. Okay, let me figure out how to turn the Android phone off again. I mean, I got to enter a pin every time I want to call. All right, let me just take a breather for 1 second. You guys mind if I just get a glass of water for just 1 second, and then I'll start answering phone calls? I just ran out of my coffee, and then my water's a little empty. She's going to get a quick coffee. I'll be back in like 30 seconds. Or a quick water. I'll be back in 30 seconds. Oh, thank you, Laura. Appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Somebody's doing their best to shut this case down and sweep it on the rug. Why wasn't ransom money ever raised, even when there was no new leads? That's usually this type of case. Thank you. Thank you very much. Again, no super chats are needed. Appreciate it. I just love talking to you guys because the viewers have the best stuff. Thank you. I'll be right back, everyone. Just give me 1 second. We're going to go back live here. Sorry, I was just getting a drink of water. How's it going? You're on Ted Investigates.
Hi, am I on?
Yep, you're live.
Okay. Oh, okay. I have some scenarios here.
Oh, please, yeah, share them.
Okay, good. Something to look at. All right. Here we go.
Can I just ask the group chat, just because I sometimes have problems with the microphone. I just want to ask them if they can hear you. Just give me 1 second.
Okay, I don't give names, so.
No. You don't have to give names. I'm just saying your voice. I just want to make sure I have it high enough because my little kid's sleeping. So I don't want to wake him. So it's like the give or take between how loud and not. 1 second.
Oh, of course.
Okay. Okay. Yep. Okay. They can hear you. Go ahead. Perfect.
Okay. The first one is I've been watching it from the very beginning. I've watched different ones on here.
Yep.
I'm kind of going way out of the box. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going in such a different direction. First of all, I don't believe that Nancy even made it through the garage. I think it was somebody else. Sure, it didn't show her face. It didn't show her body. It showed a garage door opening, right?
Right.
Okay, so why didn't a daughter, with her mother having this issue of her heart and she wasn't able to get around, it's kind of a little bit iffy here why the son-in-law would just take her home. This doesn't fit. Okay, that's out of the box. Second of all, I believe that there's been some things brewing way before about the will, and that's why he took some money out of her account. I think somebody was paid off. That's my thoughts.
Right. Okay. Yep.
And there's people that will do devious things, regardless how close you are. You've probably seen it for many years, over money, over control. Okay? I do believe that's happened. She may be still alive, And I do have a feeling that the son is involved with this, taking mom away from all of this. And I do believe that a lot of things went wrong with the son-in-law's plan. I think the son took her off. He was a pilot.
Yep.
And going right out of Phoenix or going out of a small airplane port, I do believe that mom could be in the east because that's where he lives. Do you see very much of the son-in-law, or her son, Nancy's son, involved in too much of anything? And he didn't even show up for over a week or so. He puts a little plug out there, and I don't know. I just kind of think that there's something really going on here, and especially with Savannah, because who showed up on site just immediately?
Cameron.
But who showed up from her company she works for?
Oh.
The network.
Yeah, the network. Right.
They were the only one. They were the only one that was there broadcasting, and they were the ones that took all of the family, all of the kids' interviews. It was them. And you know what? People say, oh, they were popular. No, they were really going down. They had so many lawsuits. Go back and look. They had so many lawsuits that they were just they were dumping. They really were. And so if somebody goes onto there and watches them all the time that they were there, in any time, how many people watched at that time?
Right.
Millions of people,
Millions.
right?
Yeah.
Where did that put them at? Where'd that put that network at? Way up there, right?
Yep. Way at the
Now,
top.
like I said, I'm thinking, I'm going way, way far out of the box. Okay. So there's just a lot of different things to put together.
Right.
I just think that somehow that this was something that kind of went really a little bit bad on a plot. But I do believe that possibly that money that he's been scoffing out of Nancy's account has went to pay somebody off. Now, I don't know. I'm kind of, you might not, a lot of people on here might not think so, or, I'm just go that direction because I just think everything's gone a little bit wrong with everything. And Savannah and different ones of the family know it. And have you heard anything more from the son? I do believe he has mom.
Yeah,
That's my theory.
And it's funny.
I'm sorry.
No. In your theory, we actually were discussing that on JLR today about he had a photo of Cameron there on February 2nd. And again, without like throwing anybody's name under the, bridge,
Right.
because they were kind of adamant. Some of the reports out today where they were really mad at streamers and newscasters. So we just got to kind of really be cautious with what I'm saying. But yeah, we had a little segment, if you watch it back on their channel, talking about it in photos.
I'm sorry. I was completely busy today, so I haven't watched anything lately.
Oh, no problem.
So it's just getting a little bit dry. And with my thoughts and
It is.
everything in the background, I'm thinking that a lot of different things, the blood, different things like this, that was just a setup.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of
believe
people
it
I
was a
want you to
setup.
know. There's a lot of people in the chat that are believing what you're saying about Cameron. So I'm getting a lot of people responding, just so you know.
Bless them. I've been praying that everything, this could be right. This could be something that has kept Nancy safe from devious people.
Right. Yeah. Oof.
And also, I don't know if you knew that Nancy worked for the university.
I did not. Just recently?
Not recently, no, but there were some things that she knew about that was going on because see, they took charge of all kinds of different Medicare, Medi-Cal, and all that. And she worked underneath of the president for the University of Arizona.
Interesting.
And
Interesting.
She found some really big numbers out there that was not good in payoffs for the all like welfare, not welfare, but Medi-Cal, Medicare, all that, and insufficient problems there. I'll just say that. And so anyway, I listened to I don't know if she's involved in this, that was on a newscast that was about 8 months ago, 9 months ago, that she knew too much because she was a whistleblower. Now, this is something that I heard on a little news station because they took care of everything for websites. She did a lot of work. She worked right underneath the president of the university.
Interesting. Okay, did not know that. Wow.
Yes. So, and then there was a few people at the university that were fired because there was just millions missing. So, and fraudulently put out, just like it's going on right now in a lot of other places. So anyway, I just putting that out there for a bit. Anyway, I heard this and I tried to get back and I tried to find it and I sent it off to a couple of people because I heard it. And so I called the FBI and told them about that. Who knows if it could be a clue? I mean, hey, somebody could be wanting to do something years later. Hey, that happens. You hear about that. So anyway, she was I say she. Okay, there was a whistleblower
Right.
that found these big, abnormal amounts of money. And so that's all I'll say about that. That's here nor there. That's just something that I heard on a real small radio station talking about it. So anyway, I will let you go. And I really appreciate everybody. And I'm reading all your little posts over here. This is my first time on with you. I didn't even know you existed. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no problem. I'm glad you were able to call in, and I really appreciate what you had to say. And please feel free to call in again. I mean, I'm glad you know I exist now. So.
Sure. Appreciate it. Everything. God bless you and bless everybody on here. And let's just keep praying for Nancy.
Yeah.
I just have these good feelings.
Yeah.
I just have a really good feeling.
Well, that's great. Yeah, we got to keep positive feelings, and God bless you, and we pray for Nancy as well.
Yes, that's what I mean. Just praying for Nancy and keep that going. And prayers help. I mean, prayers are there, and let's just keep it going.
They do.
Okay,
You
everybody.
got to keep praying. Yep.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you have a nice evening.
Well, thank you so very much. You too. Bless you all.
Thank you. Bless you. Bye-bye. Okay, everybody. I think I was on live all day. I think I might wrap up the show now, if that's okay. I'm just a little bit tired. So hope everyone has a really good night. We'll continue more calls this week, if that's okay. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm just a little bit tired tonight, if that's okay. I think there's other live. I think there's people. I can check who's live right now. Thank you, Critter Mama. If anybody knows any YouTubers, please post them that are live right now. Yeah, everyone has a good night. God bless everyone. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to go over our program tonight. Thank you. Have a wonderful night. Sleep tight. Tomorrow's the work week. It's Monday. Thank you. Oh yeah, the juice is on. If someone wants to put the juice's link into the chat thread, please do. If he's on, I haven't met him personally, but I really enjoy watching him. If Alex is on, I'm not sure if Alex is on. I know he was on all day too. Please put the juice's link. I don't have it. If somebody has the juice's link, just send them over there. That'd be great. Thank you. Yep, we'll have a lot longer of a live next time. I just want to make sure that I'm have enough energy to engage with callers because all these callers had a lot of good points, and I want to make sure I'm like up and energetic for them. Thank you for putting the juice. Please go over there and say what's up to them, and everyone have a wonderful evening. Sleep tight. Bye-bye.